Hey y'all, good morning. Good morning, good morning. So, of course I have to adjust the camera because reasons. Okay, so today I am here to talk to you about covering redness. Now I know that I have demonstrated things in previous videos and posted about it and all sorts of things, but I thought it would be helpful to have a dedicated video about this so that it was more easily searchable for people who were struggling with redness and wanted some tips and tricks and didn't want to watch an entire full foundation application video, although spoiler alert, all of my foundation application videos are covering redness videos, but I thought it would be fun to kind of have that like in a title that people could search for, so, or at least helpful, not fun. I mean, use your words, Tina. Use your words correctly. Okay, so we're just going to dive right on in. The first thing that I want to talk about, though, is just kind of a little bit of color theory involving covering redness. In regards to Savvy Minerals, if you have redness in your skin that you want to cover, you're going to want a warm toned foundation. And the reason is that the pinky tones in the cool foundations, which you can't see there you go. The pinky tones in the cool foundation are going to exaggerate the redness in your skin. The yellowy tones that are in the warm foundations are going to help to kind of balance out the redness and neutralize a little bit. So, so generally speaking, you're going to want a warm tone foundation. It doesn't matter what you match to in another area of your face. If you get color matched and they're like, you're cool, if you know that you have issues with rosacea or hormonal flushing or acne that causes redness in your skin, you're probably going to have a better result and be happier with the way that it looks if you go for a warm. Depending on the intensity of your redness, the level of pigmentation in your redness, you may need to use more than one foundation. I'm going to show you what I've been doing recently that's been helpful, but how you pick that second foundation to kind of layer on the coverage is going to be dependent upon the level of redness in your face. So my redness is pretty mild. It's a little more actually than it has been because I've been under some stress, and stress is one of the things that kind of provokes my rosacea to flare up. So I do have a little bit more redness than I have been having day to day. So I'm going to use a combination of warm 1 and warm 2. However, I want to test something because I haven't ever done this before. But on the page this week, I got a couple of questions about covering birthmarks. My niece has I think it's called a hemangioma under her nose right here. Some people have what they call port wine stains on their face. It's just a red birthmark. I have this strawberry spot here. I don't worry about it. Like, I don't treat it any differently, but I want, for the sake of people that have maybe larger things than this that they want to deal with, I want to test something out. So what I did is I took a little bit of warm 3, which is 2 steps up from where I am, and I've sprayed a little bit of misting spray, and I'm kind of mixing that around on a pencil brush here, since I have a small spot. If your spot's bigger, you know, use a tool appropriate to the size of that. And I'm basically trying to make like a concealer out of this. And I'm going to gently tap over. I don't want to go too far outside of the line of the mole there, the strawberry spot. But I think you can kind of see how it has pretty significantly toned that down. But the reason that you don't want to go too far outside of the spot you're trying to cover is because you'll have a very noticeable line of demarcation, and your foundation is just not gonna cover that. You want to stick to the area that you're trying to conceal and not go outside of that. That way it doesn't look like you have like a bruise on your face or anything. So that actually covered it fairly well. So we're going to let that sit while I prep the rest of my face. And actually, I probably should have done this after I primed my face, but you know, live TV here, guys. So the way that I prime my skin is I have a little bit of Art Renewal Serum, 1 pump, and I'm going to take some of the Diamond Dust Veil, and I'm going to put that in my hand and mix that together. And the reason that I do this is, number one, I like more of a luminous kind of look to my skin, and also the Diamond Dust used under the foundation is great for oil control. Now, since I did this backwards, sorry, I'm going to carefully avoid the spot I just concealed. Under normal circumstances, I would recommend priming your face, concealing, and then applying your foundation. Okay, so I've got all that on. And the reason that I mix it in with the serum as opposed to just dusting it over is because, as I've said before, this foundation needs a good hydrating base to build coverage on. And if I apply my primer step and then dust it with the veil, it mats it down, and then I have a harder time building coverage. So that's why I do it that way. Now I'm going to take a pump of the Art Light, and on days when I have extra redness, I would actually go in and put in some taps of the Warm 2, the shade that I use for concealing redness. I hope I'm making sense here, guys. It's one of the things about doing live videos and doing them at the butt crack of dawn is sometimes I feel like I don't make sense. So I've got a little bit of the foundation in the hand with the Art Light, and I'm gonna mush them around. And then I'm gonna focus primarily on the areas where I need coverage for the redness, and then massage it out. And I've already been talking for 7 minutes, and that's not good. Again, carefully trying to avoid, well, I think I just messed it up, but that's okay. I can show y'all in the real order now. Okay, and I'm gonna apply that to the whole face. Now this is where you would go in and conceal. So I'm going to take, again, a little bit of the Warm 3, which is 2 steps up from where I am, and I'm gonna do it on a pencil brush because my spot is very small. And I'm just gonna lightly dab, focusing only on the redness. I don't wanna go too far outside because that's gonna create a bruise. Okay, now we're gonna go in with the foundation. And I've already started a little bit of coverage by adding in the foundation with the Art Light Moisturizer. You could also skip that. You could lightly bake over the spots with the Warm 2. So you could prime however you want and then bake over those spots. But since I've already started to build the foundation, I'm just going to show you, I'm lightly applying, this isn't really baking, I'm lightly applying the Warm 2 over the redness with a sponge. So this is like layer 1 of coverage. And the reason I say it's not really baking is because I'm not using an excessive amount, and I'm not really going to be brushing it away. And those are 2 components of baking that make it baking. You know, you apply it, a copious amount of product to your skin, you let your body heat warm it up and let it sink into your skin, and then you dust away the excess. But I don't bake that way because I don't like a super heavy, like I need full coverage, but I don't like my foundation to look super heavy. I also don't like it to look super matte. So I just basically apply the foundation lightly with a sponge. And then that's that. I will go over a little bit just to blend it in with the rest of my skin with the Warm 1, but yeah, we can call it light baking, I suppose. All right, last spot I'm gonna get is right here above my eyebrows and between my brows because I get a lot of redness there. And I'm just going to lightly bake over what I concealed to try to blend it in a little bit and see how that works. Okay, again, I'm just trialing this. I've never done it before because I typically don't care. Like, it's just there and it's really small and it doesn't really bother me. But for the benefit of those of you who have larger areas that you want to conceal, we're going to try this out. Okay, so now that I have primed my face, I've concealed, I've done a little light baking over the areas where I have the most redness, I'm going to go in and apply the rest of my foundation. And since I started doing it this way, I feel like I get better coverage over the redness and I use less foundation. So I spritz my brush, I dipped into the warm 2, tapped off a little bit, and now I'm just going to lightly pat over the areas where I lightly baked and blend it out to the rest of my face. And repeat. And I just realized I forgot to conceal my under eyes, so we'll get to see that too, I suppose. I'm just so professional, y'all. I mean, I don't know why I don't have a bajillion subscribers and hundreds of people online with me right now. But to the couple of you that are, hi, good morning, thanks for joining. Okay, forgot to spritz. It's been a crazy week, I just have to say. I have had all of the feels, every feel possible. And when I get in that state, you know, it's like, normally I'm pretty good about supporting my body and my emotions with oils and such. But when I start getting in that space where it's just like, there's just a lot going on and I'm, you know, rapid cycling through my emotions, basically, I don't think about it. I just don't. And I don't know how to like switch out of that. Because it really, that's when I need it the most, right? But like if I'm just having like a crappy day at work or something, I'll think about oils and I'll do what I gotta do. But okay, so this is how I'm feeling about this concealing thing. It's not the best. Actually, it looks like it, I think it draws more attention to it. So I'm going to lightly take that off. And I'm just going to go over it with my regular, and then we'll talk about concealer a little bit more when I'm doing my under eye. Okay? All right. So hold, please. All right. All right. That's about done. I'm going to call that done, y'all. One more. Just because I'm a little bit extra all the time. All right, so now while I'm doing the rest of the face, let's just talk, okay? So that didn't really work, right? And I've been saying this, and I've been saying this, and I've been saying this, okay? When it comes to heavy-duty concealer, when you have a lot of contrast between your regular skin and an area that you want to conceal, whether it's dark circles or an area of redness or hyperpigmentation like melasma or something like that, or cystic acne. This foundation does not have enough pigmentation in it to conceal. The way that concealers are formulated, and the reason that there are concealers and foundations and every other foundation makeup line, is because they put more pigment in the product, in the base, so that you don't have to use a lot, because the more product you pile on top, the more noticeable it is, right? So to try to conceal anything major with this foundation, you're gonna have to use a lot of product, which means, number one, it's gonna actually exaggerate any sort of texture that's involved. And number two, it's gonna break down more quickly, so it's not gonna hold up over the course of a day. So as of right now, my recommendation would be, if you are struggling to conceal what you wanna conceal with the Savvy Minerals, get a real concealer. Like that's really all I can say to that. There's no reason why you should struggle. There's no reason why you should have to use a copious amount of product, you know, and blow through your product more quickly. There's no reason why you should have to buy 5 foundations, you know, and to try to hopefully find something. If you need a concealer, like a real legit concealer, get a concealer. It's okay, you know, like it really is. They don't have one for us yet. Hopefully they will at some point, hopefully soon. But until they do, just use a concealer and feel good about your face. Like, you know, you're not cheating on Savvy Minerals by using an actual concealer for concealing. Like, you're not. Like, they don't provide it for us yet. They haven't provided it for us yet. Do what you got to do. Give yourself the freedom to use something outside of Savvy Minerals. You know, because honestly, you wouldn't try to conceal it with your regular foundation, would you? Like, you wouldn't insist that your regular foundation cover that, would you? No. And because it's not made to do that. And this foundation is not made to do that. Can you get beautiful, close to full coverage with this foundation? I mean, I hope you can see that you can. But you know, as I just showed you on my teeny tiny little red spot there, it's not made to do that. And you're going to run into the risk of creating another problem for yourself if you try to make it do it. So I just want to show you super quickly what I'm talking about. I have an actual concealer here, and I'm just going to dip my pencil brush in there. I mean, because it's concealer. It works because it's concealer, because that's its job, okay? So my ladies with hyperpigmentation, my ladies with port wine birthmarks, my ladies with hemangiomas, if that's what they're really called, my ladies with cystic acne, I'm telling you, it's okay to get a concealer. Just get a concealer that you like. Get a concealer that you know works for you. Get a concealer that will actually conceal. And then put your Savvy Minerals on top of that. It's okay. You can do that. Yeah. I mean, look, I'm going to show y'all right now, okay? The Savvy Minerals lip products are not my favorite. I've said it before. I'm not ashamed to say that. And today, sorry while I look off camera here, I'm trying to find something. Come on, this is taking too long. Today, I want a fun lip. I want a bright, springy, come on. I want a bright, springy lip. So I'm going into my MAC lipsticks. And I'm putting a MAC lipstick on a Savvy Minerals YouTube channel. Because I like to keep it 100, y'all, as the kids would say. I hardly ever say that in real life. So I am doing it. And today, I'm going to have a fun lip. And I'm not going to feel any guilt about it whatsoever, because it's fun and I like it. And any choice that you make that takes the toxins out, like your choice in skincare, your choice in foundation, switching out the blush, switching out the eyeshadow, these are all things that are going to benefit your body. And until such a time as Savvy Minerals comes up with the product that you need for you, whether it's concealer or mascara or your favorite lip color or whatever, it's really okay just to keep using what you're using. If you can find a clean option for that, like if I could find, you know, a natural brand that would give me this color, then, you know, I would be all about that. But right now I have a drawer full of lipsticks that I paid a lot of money for, and I'm just going to keep using them. and I'm not going to give myself guilt about it, because I'm making a lot of other healthy choices that that I hope will protect me and support my body, and that are moving me steps forward. You know what I mean? So, so yeah. Anyway, didn't mean to have a whole big old preach about about that, but I just wanted to give you ladies freedom, to hopefully give you freedom and encourage you to do what you have to do. If you have to go get a concealer, an actual concealer, do it, because this foundation, for the average person who just has a little bit of darkness under their eyes or a little spot to cover here and there, like it's fine. But if you have something, like if you have super dark circles under your eyes, or if you have birthmarks and things like that, this foundation just is not formulated for that. So I give you the permission to go get a concealer and walk out into the day feeling really good about yourself, knowing that you're taking care of something that bothers you, and you're doing the rest of your face with stuff that's good for you. So anyway, I hope that you found that helpful. If you have any comments or questions about anything that I shared, you can pop those down in the comment section below. You can also find me on Facebook at Savvy Girls Guide, or Instagram at SavvyGirlsGuide_YL, although admittedly I'm not super busy over there. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up on your way out, and consider subscribing. That would make me really happy. And thank you all so much for watching. I'll see y'all next time. Bye.